told. Listen. What's up? Welcome to Truth Be Told, where every man is king and the truth unfolds, and every word spoken comes from the soul, and the audience members love to take control. No topic is taboo, we talk about it all, and the host so funny you gon' shout and fall out your seat. Your life's not complete without a moment of truth once every 2 weeks, and we speak like none other. Educated real brothers, family style for you, your kids and your mother, and we love to gain your trust. Just sit right down, relax and enjoy. This is where the truth is found. Truth be told. What's good? What's up, people?
Yeah.
Welcome to Truth Be Told,
That's right.
where every man is king. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I am one of your co-hosts, one half of Truth Be Told, your main man, RealEyez Mystic, OTS Entertainment. What up?
That's right. And I'm the other 50%, Sundjata say cool. That's my real name.
The legend himself. Why do you have to specify, like, RealEyez Mystic is my real name? I'm saying, like,
I thought that was your real name.
if my real name is Isaac Oduson, yeah? But I am a hip-hop artist, hence the moniker. So,
cool.
yeah. So, welcome to Truth Be Told.
Oh.
We do this every week, Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.
That's right.
45 minutes. Talk show for those of you who are new. You can find us right here every Tuesday. Facebook.com/itsalltruth. TBT show on Twitter.
We're there.
Truth Be Told Tuesday on Instagram. It's all truth at gmail.com.
We're
All
there
right?
too.
That's how you can reach us. All
That's
right?
right.
So, before we get into the main topic for the evening,
Uh-huh.
which is completely obvious to anybody who's been awake over the last 2 days, you guys should know what the topic is going to be.
That's right.
As usual, how was your week?
It's been good, kind of, sort of, but the Trayvon thing put me in a kind of funk. Usually, I'm here with my tie on, have my tie. Had to put myself in a mind state today, a mindset of what to talk about. So I even put on my one of my favorite mindset CDs, Tupac, 7 Day Theory, Don Illuminati, Bomb First. Had to put on the bomb first. So I'm ready. How about yourself, brother?
My week was good. My week was good. I mean, my week was my week, as usual. You know, that's my catchphrase. My week was my week. Wasn't bad, wasn't great, wasn't horrible, whatever. It was what it was. So, here we are.
Here we are.
We have just experienced perhaps one of the most polarizing judgments. It's a good word, right?
Good word,
Thank
polarizing.
you. In the history of this country in regards to race.
Since OJ?
Since OJ.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely up there. As I'm sure all of you are aware, this past weekend, the jurors in the case against George Zimmerman found him not guilty.
Oh, travesty.
Of like anything. Which is what
travesty.
it's like not murder, not manslaughter, nothing. Obviously, in the wake of this verdict, the country has been in somewhat of an uproar.
That's right.
I'm thankful and happy to say that it has not been violent in regards to African Americans. There's been a lot of vigils, there's been a lot of protests, but majority of them have not been violent, which I think is positive. I honestly feel as if, like, you know, if that happened, it kind of would take away from the point we're trying to make. So,
and the point is,
and the point is that we're not going to stand for this injustice, but we don't want to make them right. Them being those people who feel that because I'm wearing a hoodie or my hat backwards, that I'm some sort of, criminal automatically.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Like George Zimmerman thought Trayvon was when he stalked my brother. That's where we going tonight. So for those of you who have been arguing with, debating with, going back and forth, here I am. Go ahead, brother.
Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's honestly so much to talk about. Like, I really feel like this 45 minutes isn't going to do it justice, but we have a schedule to stick to. So, I mean, first and foremost, what's up to everybody in the chat room? Of course, if you haven't, please register. It's free. Just register so you're able to actually speak in the chat room when you have a voice.
That's right.
So we want to say what's up to everybody that comes up, and comes and chills with us every week. I know Tunes is in the chat room. Blackout was good. Just want to say what's up. Definitely voice your opinions. That's the point of the show, is for us to give our opinions, but also we want to hear what the people think and have that discussion with you.
Right.
All right. So, first and foremost, man, before we even get into the trial or anything, I wanted to hit this first. What are y'all feelings on how President Obama? Do you know that I almost called him Bush? There's a reason for that, subconsciously. Because I feel like he kind of slacked. He fell back. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, what did you expect him to do? What did you expect him to say?
Right.
I expect you to be honest. Like, I don't feel like, as a black person in this country, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's actually even possible to feel like George Zimmerman, or not even whether he's guilty or not, that the justice system in this particular scenario worked. I don't think it did. I don't think it did. A lot of black people, a lot of white people don't think it did. Mexican, whatever. A lot of people don't think that it worked.
So what should Obama do about that?
And I think, honestly, a lot of people have been calling for, federal charges to be brought.
Civil rights?
Yeah.
Charges? And
I don't think it's a bad idea, because I feel like he got away with murder, literally.
I think so too. But in this case, like, what should the president do? The president's in a tough spot.
How so?
Because if he steps out there on race, then he's going to be demonized, and he's going to not get a lot of the things that he wants to do done. I'm no President Obama fan, and I'm no apologist for President Obama in a lot of instances, but I can see that the position he's in. He can't just take a position, because the last time he took a position with that Bear Summit, remember when he came out? When Henry Louis Gates was caught in that house in a cop, and then Henry Louis Gates, the professor and philosopher, told the police, "Yo, mama." He actually said that. "Yo, mama." Cop told him to come outside, and they had a disagreement. They locked him up, and then President Obama stepped out and said, the cops acted stupidly. So he said that, and there was a total backlash against him, and he had to come up with a Bear Summit.
But it was true.
Yeah, but he's in a tough position because...
Listen, I understand that. If I remember correctly, wasn't that during his first term?
His first term, correct.
Okay. Boom.
Right.
There you have it. During your first term, you want to be reelected. So you're going to do what you have to do.
Right.
You can't get reelected. You're done. It's your second term. You're gone. Why don't you just be real at this point? Be real. You know it was a stupid verdict. You know more should be done about it. Do something else. Don't just... That whole right in the middle line thing, that's whack. I understand that when you're trying to get elected. You're over that, man. That's whack.
I don't know, because he's in a tough position.
How so?
Because he has to get more Democrats elected. Like, his party is pushing for him to get more Democrats elected during the midterm election, which is going to come up in this is 2008. It's going to come up soon, the midterm election. So they want more Democrats in there to push his position, to push his agenda. So that's very difficult for him to come out and just go totally for black people, because people think whether... Most people that's behind Trayvon are black. Let's just call it what it is. Most people are behind Trayvon are black. So for him to come out and take the black side and a black opinion, it's going to be very difficult for him to get his people elected. They're probably going to separate themselves from him, the other people that want to get elected. Well, so it's very difficult for him. But it's not for him to take the position. It's for us to take our position and say that it's an injustice.
Well, the chat room seems to agree with you. Blackout.
Oh, look at that. Blackout, you agree with me.
And Toon just saying that, Blackout says, once you take the office, you have to transcend. I didn't really expect him to say much of anything of substance. Toon says the president can't just focus on one group. He's the president of the United States, not of African Americans. Granted, but he's African American. So half.
So which half does he stick for?
Point is, I feel as if I get what you're saying, right? You're the president of America,
right?
America, which is a union, quote unquote, and it's a melting pot. All types of people there. You can't just stick up from one type of people. But is he really to be demonized that much?
Yes. It's politics.
Okay, you know what?
It's politics.
Even if so,
right.
My point is, so what? You're going out. You're done. Call it like you see it. Tell the truth. What is it? This is a horrible decision. The justice system failed Trayvon Martin. Period. Even if you don't move ahead with a civil
rights case against
case, right?
George Zimmerman.
Just say it. Be like, you know what? it's not my place to make this happen, but personally, I feel such and such.
He's not the type of person either. He doesn't take these strong positions on any issue.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that.
Yeah, he doesn't take these strong position on any issue at all, and he's in a tough spot. But let's move beyond him. Let's move beyond him. It's now up to us. George Zimmerman stalked this young man. And when this young man stood his ground, this George Zimmerman killed him in cold blood right there in Sanford, Florida. So it's for the people to protest the decision. It's not up to President Obama at this point.
You're right, but I mean, of course, you go to, this man is in charge of our country, so that's why that thought process even comes. Do I know better? Yes, but it's a point I just wanted to bring up to the people. I feel like he should have done something, but I get your point, and you're right. It does fall on us. Now, what happens? I was speaking to Miss Lee.
Miss
Big
Lee.
shout out to Miss Lee. Her show last night was on Trayvon Martin. And she made a good point. She said, so what happens now? Like, is this going to be something that we're really, all pro-black, or not even so much pro-black, but pro-life and pro-against guns and so on and so forth, and we're making a big stir because of this verdict, but in 2 weeks, nobody's even going to be talking about it. Like, what happens? So many people get up in arms about it. When Trayvon Martin first was murdered,
Right.
Yes, murdered. When he was first murdered, there were marches, there were rallies, there were people, celebrities were talking out against it.
Right.
All of this stuff happened, and then it all kind of just faded away into nothingness.
Right.
Until now,
Right when the
verdict comes down. It's
Right.
not what a lot of people expected, right? And now all of a sudden, it's cry out to the heavens. We gotta mobilize. We gotta do this. And my question is, how long does that last? Does it last? Do people care? Or is it just what's trendy at the moment? And I hate to say that, but I'm speaking from the heart and I'm being honest.
It won't last. It won't last. But it shows that people willing to stand up for something at this moment. So while this moment is going on and people are standing for something, we should applaud the people who are standing up. The people who are going out there and marching and letting their voice be heard and calling their politicians out there, and you calling President Obama out. All these things need to be done to show our displeasure. This is what this country is supposed to be built upon people going out there and protesting. So, I would say, in my opinion, though, since I am not a Christian man and you're a Christian man, I believe God should strike George Zimmerman. What do you think about that, brother? I think we should pray for that.
I don't.
What do you think that in your doctrine?
Listen. According to my doctrine, we're not going to pray for the man to be struck down.
Why not? That's what's in the Old Testament.
No, yeah. I mean, well, that's the Old Testament. Well, what we do, right, as Christians, is we pray that what God sees fit happens. For example, on the way here, I was talking to my mom on the phone.
Right.
Hi, Mom. We were discussing this case, and she said, "You know what?" And this is not to put her opinion on OJ. I don't know whether or not she thinks OJ did it, but the point she was making was OJ got acquitted, right?
Right.
And some people feel he did it, people feel he didn't do it.
Right.
That's not the question at hand. But he ended up in jail anyway.
Yeah, because they wanted OJ. Now we feel how the other side felt.
A lot of people are making that comparison.
Yes.
But the point I'm making, as far as the whole Christian thing is concerned, is that if somebody does something wrong, just because we don't get what we feel is the correct punishment, doesn't mean that the correct punishment is not coming. No matter what that may be. But that's not for us as human beings to decide. That's for God to decide. And that's just me speaking as a Christian, like you said. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to pray for somebody to run up on Zimmerman. That's not my place to do that. That's me being a judge, and I can't judge anybody. I'm flawed. I'm flawed like Zimmerman is flawed. That's the perspective. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that, brother. But on my perspective, I pray that God bring down his vengeance on him.
But you're not a Christian. So who you praying to?
I'm praying to the higher power that God bring down a vengeance on Zimmerman and his brother who's on the TV talking slick. Yeah, your brother needs to get some too, Zimmerman. His brother on the TV talking slick, he needs to get some. So I pray that God strike him with the bolts of lightning and bring forth the hurt and pain that he brought to so many people. God bless me.
I'm going to pray for you, Lord, if you strike him, just wait till I'm out of the vicinity.
Strike him.
Right. So, last week on the show,
Right.
hopefully you watched it, we discussed that. We said that, well, I said that I felt justice is going to be served regardless. You know what I mean?
Street justice?
Justice. I'm not going to say street justice, whatever. I'm not calling for any sort of violence.
Are you calling for street
like
justice?
this man? I'm not calling for nothing. I'm telling you what I think is going to happen.
Uh-huh.
I believe that if George Zimmerman, and this is what I said, if he gets off and doesn't go to jail, he's going to get got.
What does that mean?
That means, let me break it down for those people not familiar with the street slang or terminology. Somebody's going to get him. Murder? I don't know.
Street justice?
Beat down? I don't know.
Street justice.
But he's going to get it. And actually, talking with my mom, we both came to an agreement that made sense. I hope, and I mean this,
Right.
It's completely against what you're saying.
Right.
I hope that nobody touches George Zimmerman.
I disagree.
Feel me on this. I hope nobody touches him or bothers that man, because for the rest of his life, he will not be free. He's going to walk everywhere looking over his shoulder, and it's not just black people, because there are plenty of white people who don't think he should have got off. For the rest of his life, he's going to be worried that somebody's going to be out for him. What type of life is that to lead? To me, that's the second best thing to going to jail.
Brother, we need to go back to the Old Testament. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. That's what it says in your Bible. It sure does say that. So
That's the Old Testament.
That's the Old Testament, but we need to go back to that old time religion. We need to take it back to that old time religion. So I'm not saying I'm going to do anything to George Zimmerman. Let me just say that again. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything to him.
Or we're not calling for our viewers to do anything.
I'm not calling for it, but if one of you happen to do it, I won't shed a tear. So I would say street justice. If that happens, I won't shed a tear. If God strike him down with the vengeance, if that happens, I won't shed a tear, because he has caused pain on so many people.
Let me hop into the chat room real quick. Tunes, this is talking about when we're talking about voting. It says, real talk, we as citizens need to educate ourselves on the laws of this land so we can get this right. People changing the bad laws in the right positions. And Blackout says, exactly, people march and rally but won't vote. You can't have it both ways.
We voted for Obama, Blackout. Come on.
Blackout also says, in regards to what you were saying, an eye for an eye.
That's right, Blackout.
Leaves everybody blind.
Oh, Blackout, get that out of here. Get that out of here, Blackout.
So
if they have to be blind, so be it. They killed that young man out in the streets, and then you're just gonna say, okay, just gonna let that ride?
No, but listen, how about this? How about we think about this? Like, honestly speaking, right? If somebody were to go and harm George Zimmerman or kill George Zimmerman, do you not think, like, in a heartbeat, there wouldn't be retaliation for that? Do you think that that's just going to be the end of it and everybody's cool? You think that there's not going to be somebody out in Western Alabama who attacks a black person?
They've been attacking us since we've been here.
You're right. Matter of fact, the soul singer, Lester, Charles Lester, or something Lester.
Some woman pushed him down.
Got on stage. Everybody's seen this woman get on the stage, and nobody moved until she already was on top of him. I don't get that. But either way, she got up on the stage. All he did was say, "I'm dedicating this song to Trayvon."
That's right. He was starting to get people was getting ready for Curtis Mayfield, and she pushed that old man down. She's like 40-something. He's like 70-something.
70-something years old.
That's right.
And that's just a small example. If something happens to George Zimmerman, there will be retaliation. And that's that eye for an eye. So it's all right that other black people or other people of color get hurt, just as long as Zimmerman's gone?
Palestinian Israelis, brother. Palestinians Israelis.
What is explain that? What's the correlation?
They have been at war for so long, and they have had the eye for an eye. But the eye for an eye thing is this. The reason that, and Blackout, let me take it to your level now. Brother Sundjata's going to take it to your level. The reason that Russia didn't attack the U.S. and the U.S. didn't attack Russia with nuclear weapons, because they both had nuclear weapons. I won't attack you because I'm going to get attacked. So what are we telling people? They can just kill our little 16-year-olds and just let them lay down in the street? And then when they go to court, they just get off? And even worse, they gave back George Zimmerman the same gun he killed our brother with.
Yes, they did.
So what are we saying? We just gonna lay down for that?
It's not about what we're saying. It's about what this country is saying to us.
No, what it's saying for us, I'm not gonna do anything to George Zimmerman. But again, if something happened to him, I'm not gonna shed a tear.
Well,
I'm not gonna shed a tear. And if God chooses to strike him, I'm not gonna shed a tear over that either.
Well, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. This is truth be told. So, speak your truth.
That's right.
And I respect it. I don't agree with it, but I respect it. I want to shout out some of our newcomers to the chat room. Dory says, what's up?
Dory!
Sassy Dubai. She's watching from Dubai. What's
Dubai!
Up? That's my homegirl. We got worldwide viewers on Truth Be Told, man.
She's watching from Dubai?
From Dubai, yeah. And it's mad late over there. Actually, mad early in the morning.
Assalamu alaikum.
What's up, Habibi? All right.
Practicing Ramadan.
And then shout out to Miss Lee, who's in the chat room. What up, Miss Lee? Stilettos and Combos. Make sure you listen to her show every Monday night on Bliss FM.
Can I talk about what has happened to me? Over the, I got into a confrontation with someone on the Truth Be Told page.
Yes,
RealEyez had to delete it.
Yes,
right? Because I think I went overboard with it, but I don't understand how. I just don't understand how you can know. 16, he was 16, Trayvon 16. 16-year-old boy, he's walking down the street. A man chooses to follow him. And when he gets out the car, Trayvon stood his ground. This grown man killed him. And then people can disagree with that. How could you disagree with that? So this guy got on the page and he started talking some nonsensical stuff. And normally I don't ever get on the page. Because if you want my opinion, you watch me here. But I had to get at him. And I kind of went over bounds and realized deleted it, which he was right. But I had to get at him because if it's a child losing his life because a man took it, why are we going to say that's okay? When is that okay? This child, even if y'all bringing up the Trayvon's past, he smoked weed, he did this, so what? He didn't deserve to die. So what are we saying here? What are you people saying here? It's not about race. If Trayvon was a black, George Zimmeran would have never followed him. So why are we talking about it's not about race? It is about race. And they saw a young man wearing a hoodie with a dark skin and he felt threatened. So that's about race. So to me, at this point, if you're talking that stuff, oh, it's not about race, and all this stuff about, oh, someone came on the page today and said, oh, what about when blacks kill blacks? Nobody said nothing about that. That's not true. That's not true. When the kid in Darien Albert, remember in Chicago, when the kid beat him down and they had it on the camera?
YouTube,
yeah. All of us were, well, not all of us, so most people were upset about that. So let's get to the issue at hand. And the issue at hand is they killed this young man who didn't have a chance to become grown and turn into someone successful or even lead the nation, whatever he was going to do. He took his life. He didn't give him a chance to go further. And then how could the court system say that he is not guilty when he took someone's life? If it was reversed, if I was George Zimmerman looking like I look, and I killed someone white out there and I stalked them and I killed them, I would have been in jail. And that's what we're upset about. Because when it comes to us, the justice system is totally different. It's totally different. OJ got off. They waited 10 years to get back OJ. Huh? Didn't the justice system do that? And they put him in jail for trying to get back his own things. So what are we saying here? Justice system, you have two vials of crack. They give you 15 years. You have a bag of cocaine, you could get 2 years in probation. And whites usually have cocaine and blacks usually have crack. So when it comes to the justice system and us, it's just us. And when it comes to predominantly white looking folks, it's justice. And that's just the way it is. And whoever want to deny it, I don't know what to tell you, living in denial.
Let me pause this for a second. Apparently we have somebody new in the chat room who's not familiar with how we do things here, right? Check it out. Field 60, right?
Field 60, what up?
What up is that this dude's an idiot.
He's a George Zimmerman lover.
You don't come in here being negative. You are more than welcome to give your opinion. You feel what I'm saying? But all this negativity that you spewing
What he
in
said?
here in the chat room,
What are you saying?
It's unnecessary, brother. Tunes, you a moderator. Can you please cut that? Appreciate you. I'm not even going. If you watching, you're not in the chat room. Everybody can see. I'm not even going to give him no more shine than that. But we don't do that here. You dig what I'm saying? Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Plus, you can't win. We're on camera. I can talk faster than you can type. So, anyway, moving right along. Ms. Lee 1920 says, I totally agree. However, the case filed was all about self-defense. All the defense had to prove was that Trayvon threw the first hit. That was the case. So,
Miss Lee, if I threw if the shoe was on the other foot, Miss Lee, I would have been in jail. Like the example that I just gave you. If I was a black man hitting a white youth and I wind up killing him, I would be in jail. That's one. Two, we don't know who threw the first hit because the other person, the person who said he threw the first hit is alive, and the other person who he said threw the first hit is dead.
this is true.
So we don't know who threw the first hit. It's just George Zimmerman's word. So it's just, again, Old Testament. That's my word for the day. My 2 words for the day. 3 words. The Old Testament.
Well, I want to shout out Sassy Dubai. She said, in regards to the Palestine thing you said, that it's a good example because after a while you forget why the whole thing even started. And it's a bad idea. Like, it's unnecessary. I'm not for violence in this situation. You know what I mean? I know I'm not going to front. When it first happened with Trayvon Martin, I was angry. I was upset. And I would have been like, yo, somebody needs to get this guy. Somebody needs to do something to him. But I was fueled off of emotion. You know what I mean? Do I believe in the justice system in this country? No. Did I believe in the justice system before this case? No. This is not the first trial where some BS is going down. So, you know, and honestly, even though, you know, I can't detach myself from my race. So for people that are like, oh, stop playing the race card, I'm black. The things that I've experienced in my life, the situations I've been involved in, are particularly catered to what I am, to my race. You know, granted, social construct and all that, but it is what it is. This country sees race. So whether it's real or not, since this country sees it, it's real here in America. And the things I've dealt with have to do with the fact that I'm an African-American male. So it's kind of hard for me to try to step outside of that viewpoint and look at it objectively. I can't look at it objectively because of the things I've dealt with in my life. So I'm going to look at it from the viewpoint of an African-American male and the things that an African-American male goes through. It's almost impossible for me not to do that. You see what I'm saying? Am I saying that there are not... Let me finish. Am I saying that there are not criminals out there who are black and who might have on a hoodie? No. There might be criminals out there wearing a hoodie. But not every black person is a criminal. And that's the problem. Because Trayvon Martin was perceived as such. And that's where the beef comes in. That's where the anger comes in. If this whole situation had gone down and Trayvon Martin had a gun on him, guess what? This would have never happened. There'd be no show about it. There wouldn't have been a huge trial. It would have been self-defense and that would have been it. He had a gun. You can't really argue, you know, that would have been it. But he didn't. And that's the problem. The problem is that he was profiled for no reason. Other than the fact that he was black and he, quote unquote, looked suspicious. You see what I'm saying? So that's my feeling.
I just don't understand people saying you throwing out the race card. Well, like, so what? So what? The fact is the race card was out here. So what? If it's if you throw out something and it's the truth, so what? And the truth is many of us have heard, especially black males have heard, you fit the description. Like we all look alike. Many of us have heard that we fit the description. Many of us have been stopped. If you go, some of you scholars out there, go on the New York Police Department website. And you'll see that it's about black males in New York City is about 20%. But 85 to 90% of the cases, the people who are stopped for stop and frisk are black males, black and Hispanic males. And if you put black and Hispanic males, you maybe get 30% of the New York City population. 85 to 90% of us who are stopped are black males. So isn't that race? We should not talk about that. So whoever's talking about stop playing the race card. Get out of here with that.
That's actually the same person who apparently is still in this chat room.
Leave him.
No. Because now, like, if you're gonna make points, you got to make sense. Sorry to everybody else. I kind of have to. So he says he's done his info, and you all, I don't know what word, SQYIT. That's not a word in the English language. You might want to rewrite that. But you're Christian and ANR, don't know what that means. One Tig God to strike the Zimmerman brothers down. Well,
right.
That don't sound so Christian.
I never said I was a Christian.
There have been more. I'm going to need you to actually construct proper English sentences before you try to get at somebody. That's one. Number two,
told you.
He's not a Christian.
He's the Christian.
I'm the Christian.
He's agreeing with you.
He's the one saying to strike him down.
That's right.
And I'm the one saying, the Christian one that says, don't do that.
You're not listening.
So what are you talking about?
You're not listening.
Stop with the Molly.
You're not listening.
Stop drinking. Drugs, bad. All right?
What are you talking about?
Try to focus. Listen before you speak. All right? Moving on.
Told you.
And like I said, like I'm on the air. You can't win. We actually are on the air.
Right.
Truth be told, every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m., man. Where else can you get this amazingness? Huh?
He's a Zimmerman lover.
So, right. Moving on.
Ugh. What else going on?
And what do the shootings in Chicago have to do with this case? I believe the brother, that was Blackout. I think he brought it up just to talk about, there are a lot of people who in the wake of the Trayvon Martin incident have been talking about, everybody's up in arms about this, but what about black on black killing?
Crime. Right.
What on black on black crime? Nobody's up in arms about that.
Right.
And I think he brought that up to say that that's not true.
That's not
when
true.
that stuff happens,
People
we
are
do get up in arms
yes.
about it. It may not get as much publicity, but guess
Absolutely.
what? That has nothing to do with us.
Absolutely.
That has to do with the media.
Tell them, brother.
The media is going to show you what they want you to see.
You're rolling tonight.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't say that we don't get. How about this? Let's not even look. Let's look at it from this angle.
Right.
If the media is where we get our information from,
Right.
and the media does not tell me that in Little Rock, Arkansas, two rival gangs that are predominantly black just killed 4 people.
Mm.
If I don't know it, how can I get up in arms about it?
Mm.
It's not us not getting up in arms. We have to have the information. When we have the information, we do get up in arms. I want to shout out my homegirl, Lovey. She has her own blog. She posted something today, and I only got to read a little bit of it. I was at work. She's supposed to be working. But basically, it was an article that she found that stated, in general, majority of crimes committed against a person are done by the same race.
The same race.
Whether it's white, black,
Asian.
Hispanic, Asian,
That's
majority of the crimes done against other people are done by the same race or by somebody that they knew.
That's right.
So there you go. That if that's the case, then it's not a matter of like, nobody gets up in arms about black on black killing. Nobody gets in that case.
What you get up for about white on white killing?
Exactly. Nobody gets up in arms about that. Asian on Asian killings. That's right. The point is, generally, the point is, if we don't know about it, we can't really discuss it. So if we don't know that people are dying outside of our regular neighborhood, so I'm not trying to say, obviously, in the hood, we know what's going down.
That's right.
But the media don't come to the hood to report that. They don't care unless it's something amazing, out of the ordinary, like 20 people get shot. They're not there.
You also have to watch, too, because we did discuss a show about Chicago violence. Didn't we do that?
Yeah, we definitely
did. And you went off
on Chief Keef.
On Chief Keef.
You're not
I
watching. I definitely did.
Address that. We did address that. All right? We talked about the Chicago killings, and we talked about Chief Keef and Luther Reese and all that. We did that. But the point... Go ahead.
My bad, black guy. He said he was actually talking to Fields, not to us.
Fields?
Yeah, the guy that's been talking all the crap in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Welcome, you hater.
Yeah. You know what? This is actually positive. I like this. Let him stay. Don't delete him, Tunes.
He shouldn't.
Let him stay.
All opinions are welcome.
All opinions are welcome. My thing is, give your opinion, but he was calling us out earlier. He was saying that we were pathetic. Like, you're attacking us. You can attack our opinions, but don't attack us. There's no need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially because you're behind the keyboard. And if you saw me in real life, it'd be a whole nother story.
Internet thugs, you all need hugs.
All of them.
Oh,
anyway.
So many of you internet thugs out there. Oh, but I don't mind if you call me out. I don't care what we're there.
Well, look,
But realize, kid,
I care.
he might come see you.
Yeah, you gotta keep my internet thug. You know what I'm saying? Official. It's real in them internet streets, son.
That's right.
But on a serious note, it's crazy, man.
Right.
Like, let's getting back to.
Oh, yeah, Trayvon, let me give a shout out to one of my musical heroes, Stevie Wonder.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, Stevie.
Can I play that real quick since you bring it up?
You got it?
I got it.
There you go.
You know what we do.
Play
Check
that.
out Brother Stevie and his feelings on the situation. Check it out.
The truth is that for those that we have lost in the battle for justice, wherever that fits in any part of the world, we can't bring them back. What we can do is we can let our voices be heard, and we can vote in our various countries throughout the world for change and equality for everybody. That's what I know we can do. And I know I'm not everybody, I'm just one person. I'm a human being. But for the gift that God has given me, and for whatever I mean, I've decided today that until the stand your ground law is abolished in Florida, I will never perform there again. Wherever I find that law exists, I will not perform in that state or in that part of the world.
So, there you have it. What are y'all thoughts? I wanted to get to this earlier. Is he right to say he's not going to perform in Florida? I've seen a lot of different remarks and thoughts about this on the Truth Be Told page, facebook.com/itsalltruth, and just around the internet in general. I see some people applauding it. Some people think it doesn't make any sense. They're like, I've seen the complete opposite. Not saying that he's wrong, but saying that it'd make more sense for him to go to these places where there are issues and perform and then speak on it there. So maybe he could try to change some of the hearts of the people there. I've heard that. What are your thoughts on it?
I think out of all of the artists, Stevie Wonder has the most vision on this thing. He has that inner vision. And his inner vision is correct, because if he goes to Florida, he's going to raise tax revenue for that state. So Stevie Wonder is a pioneer in this issue on social justice, and I applaud it. Why should Stevie Wonder go there? If he's displeased with what happened with the jury, with the outcome, don't go. I applaud you, Stevie Wonder. I'm calling for more artists to do this. What is Jay-Z feelings on this? What about Kanye? I'm calling them out. What about who else? What about Lil Wayne, Drake? What is their feeling on this?
They'll let us know. You know they're watching.
They should be.
As usual.
They should follow Stevie. Well.
Well, somebody's leading Stevie. Oh, I'm sorry, that was wrong. Black Guy said he needs to do something with his braids. Leave that man alone.
You leave that man alone.
He's a legend. Darn it.
And plus, he can't see Black Out. Come on.
Yeah, he don't know what they look like. I'm sure he knows, though. They start like back here, man.
He can feel it, right?
We love you, Stevie. We love you, Stevie. We love you.
That's right.
But yeah, so I don't know. Personally, I feel like I like what he's saying.
Right.
I don't know if it's gonna work. I've seen some other things, and somebody made a good point on Facebook. I wish I remember who it was so I could give him credit. But they were like, okay, how far is this gonna go? So you're boycotting Florida. Does that mean you're gonna stop getting orange juice? The orange juice that's made there? Are you gonna not take your kids to Disney World because they're located there? Like, is it Disney World's fault that the state feels that way?
No, but the issue is you're going to raise tax revenue for the state by going to Disney World. So until the states start feeling the brunt of the pressure, they won't change the stand your ground. Stand your ground is a flawed law. They need to change it ASAP. And if you have to hurt them in the pockets, so be it. That's what you have to do.
Big shout out to Bubbles. She's in the chat room. What's up?
Bubbles is trouble. Is that you?
Yeah, it's been a minute, right?
Bubbles,
Welcome
where you
back.
been? Bubbles?
Blackout makes a good point. I mean, it's his right, and I agree to a point, speaking about Stevie. But who is boycotting Florida really hurting? The low-income ones that work and depend on those jobs that will disappear if people don't come.
You're such an optimist, Blackout. You're such an That's Blackout or Lewis? Who said that?
No, that was a Blackout. And then Miss Lee has a point.
Uh-huh.
Exactly, Blackout. There are 30 states with the same law. Are we boycotting all states?
Start with one. Start with one. Then the rest of them fall
once
in line.
they crumble.
That's right. The rest will fall in line. Brothers, sisters, and this go for all races. We have to do something. Okay, most of you don't want street justice. My brother here don't want no vengeance. We have to do something. We have to do something. So, I'm going to tell my wife, don't buy no more orange juices from Florida. Do my own part.
Grow your own oranges, darn it. So that's what we're doing.
That's right. I'm
We're
going to do my part.
advocating.
What is your part, bro? What are you going to do about it?
My part, it's funny you should bring that up.
There you go.
As an artist, I have a voice, and I try to use that voice. My brother, White Owl, and I actually did a song, a tribute to Trayvon Martin, right after the murder. It's not new. We did this right after the murder occurred, and we have a collage. We're going to end the show with that in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But before we end the show, I mean, I guess we've talked about a lot of stuff tonight. We gotta, let's give one moment of truth about just the whole situation. Brother, I know this is crazy for you, so it's not 25 minutes. Let's go.
Okay. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I pray for you to strike this man down. Let him feel the pain that we feel. Let his family feel the pain that we feel. Let them feel the wrath of you, God. And I'm not mocking you, but this needs to be done in order for this man to feel your wrath. Amen.
You done?
Yes, I just prayed.
All right. I'm going to pray for him. Lord, forgive him. And I'm going to say this. A lot of crazy things happen in this country, and this is just one of the many lowlights. To be honest, nothing's going to change unless we do something about it. However you can help, whatever it is you do, whatever particular talent, do something, because if you don't do nothing, it's going to stay the same. I hope that Miss Lee's wrong, but she makes a good point. I hope in 2 weeks, people don't forget about this because Blue Ivy started walking. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep the momentum with this going. Let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. God will deal with that dude on his own terms, and that's it, man. You can't really do nothing about it. Welcome to America. I want to shout everybody in the chat room. They still going hard right now. You know what I'm saying? Tunes, Miss Lee, Bubbles is Trouble.
Bubbles is Trouble.
Sassy Dubai.
What's up?
Blackout. Even the butthead, Phase On or whatever, Phase 60.
Phase On, see you next week.
Come back next week, man. You make the show fun. I enjoyed Field 60, that's what his name is.
Field 60, come
back next week, man. We love you.
Field Negro.
And everybody else that's watching that didn't go in the chat room, man, you know where to find us. Facebook.com/itsalltruth. On Instagram, Truth Be Told Tuesday. That's one word. It's all truth at gmail.com if you want to email us and tell us about ourselves. I expect something from you, Phase 60. What am I missing? At Twitter, TBT Show. My personal Twitter is RealEyez Mist, RealEyezMyst.
Send all your hate mail and hate text to HOPW Substance, especially you Zimmerman lovers. I'm going to be reading them in my pajamas tonight. Thank you.
And I believe that's it, man. Instead of doing the usual outro that we play, we're gonna leave you with this collage. Again, the song is called Tomorrow, and it's by myself and my brother White Owl.
White Owl.
All right, and
a black man and a white man.
White Owl is black and Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But you know, this is basically how we feel, and the song addresses the Zimmerman aspect and Trayvon, and also black on black violence. So, you know, we kind of try to touch on everything.
Did you address white on white violence?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Next song.
Next song.
Yes.
All right, but I guess until next week, we'll see y'all later. Do something. Whatever it is, man. Do something. Truth be told, and we out!
I'm breathing, giving praise to the imposters. Why the hell is the world so hostile? The Sean Bells, the Amadou Diallos, the Yusuf Hawkins that never see tomorrow. No justice from New York to Chicago. A million men leading these marches we all should follow. No neighbors in my hood, that's what I know. They rock in the hood, we rock when then we die slow. My eyes closed, then the lie rose. I don't hate nobody, I'm only praying for my foes. The flowers and candles don't turn the channel. See the scandals, the vandals, the evil that this man do. He sinned again, hey Mr. Zimmeran. Trayvon Martin is in me so he lives again. No justice, no peace, now don't you follow me. Harass me, take my life and be free, that's inequality. Life is a lottery, I'm in it just to win it. I'd rather be healthy and poor than have the winning ticket. Call on the Christians, they cross us with crucifixions. By a speeded court system, they showed us blatant racism in state prison, so I just make rhythms to look at the facts, not blacks, and bring the case to them. I taste venom, I see the snake in them. What is this world coming to? I see the hate in them. Divided we fall, united we stand. Hand in hand, we want justice for the life of one man. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the war, enforce the law, we ain't taking no more. Divided we fall, united we stand. Hand in hand, we want justice for the life of one man. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the war, enforce the law, we ain't taking no more. How else could this have played out with the weapon just sprayed out? Left him less than the man he was when he strayed out. To how many of our people do these words apply? Would their lives have been different if they knew when they die? A question we can ask but never really know. Only pray for their souls and hope that they made it home. A bullet has no name, it's death from a gun, intended to kill father, mother, daughter, or son. Regardless of who is from, the shooter's race don't matter. When triggers are pulled, somebody's life gets shattered. We upset at what they doing to our people, and we should be. But what about ourselves? I mean, could we be real? We kill each other so much they don't have to. We numb to it now. It almost seems natural. It's horrible. Our country can't allow Troy Davis. But even worse, when the killers are next door neighbors, shooting for no reason at all. Probably sparks from a brawl, or more likely over blocks that they don't own at all. And the news ignores that as if it ain't even happened. We only important when we playing sports, so we rapping. First this country enslaved you, and now they placate you. Even gave you a black president just to sedate you. Wake up, black America, rise and shine. A revolution is needed, and now is the time. Divided we fall, united we stand. Hand in hand, we want justice for the life of one man. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the war, enforce the law, we ain't taking no more. Divided we fall, united we stand. Hand in hand, we want justice for the life of one man. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the war, enforce the law, we ain't taking no more. Divided we fall, united we stand. Hand in hand, we want justice for the life of one man. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the war, enforce the law, we ain't taking no more. Divided we fall, united we stand. Hand in hand, we want justice for the life of one man. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop the war, enforce the law, we ain't taking no more.